Sweet. Yeah, welcome back to the BI and analytics track. We have a really cool second session here, so we're going to jump right into it, not waste any time. I'm joined with Sal and Shubham. We have two people here from Kiwi Partners who have a really cool story. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. Please go ahead and introduce yourself, guys, and tell us a little bit more about Kiwi Partners.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Billy. Hi, everybody. I am Shubham Malpani, the Associate Director of Business Intelligence and Analytics here at Kiwi Partners. I have been with Kiwi Partners for almost 3 years, and in my role, I focus on building analytic solutions and providing valuable insights for our nonprofit clients. I also help run internal operations, analytics, and things like that. And yes, I am the one who has done all of the dashboards and all of the data warehousing work, which we'll be talking in this session. Over to you, Sal.
All right, thanks, Shubham. Good afternoon, everyone, or good morning, good evening, wherever you're calling in from. Sorry about that. I'm Sal Virgadaula, head of change and technology at Kiwi Partners. I actually am the first person that Kiwi hired back in 1998 when we were a startup. Back then, we had data was known as the paper files in the filing cabinet, so we've come a very long way today, 26 years later. We started as a firm that provides outsourced accounting services to nonprofit organizations in the New York City area. Since then, we've added HR and consulting services, and in the last few years, we actually started to add analytics services as well. Over time, we are our clients' trusted CFO consultants, and we provide sound financial advice. But as we have managed their accounting needs, all of our clients have unique needs, different systems, accounting systems like QuickBooks or Sage Intacct, different CRMs like Salesforce and Razor's Edge, and they also have specific metrics that they need to track. So they have a lot of different data out there. So one of our primary roles is to provide high-level financial guidance while managing the complexities of different accounting systems and reporting requirements. And we've seen firsthand how crucial and accurate timely data for our clients' decision-making, which is why this transformation in data handling has been so important.
Very cool. Thank you, Sal. Thank you, Shubham. Really cool to have both of you here to kind of talk about, the business side, the impact to the clients, as well as the back end, actually building, connecting data, working, and getting, into the data system. So here's the plan for today. We're going to talk through, similar to the first session, sort of the problem, how they started to approach this, and then how CData, factors into the solution to help get this data connected, get it where they need it to be, to build these really cool dashboards and reports that, as they said, all service nonprofit customers who are making great social impacts on their own. So it's really cool to see how data is playing a part of that for Kiwi Partners. We'll be monitoring the chat. Any questions, we'll do Q&A at the end, so please drop them there, and we will answer your questions live. So let's jump right into it. Like I said, you guys have many nonprofit clients. Each of them has vastly different data needs, data that they have in their stack. What was the challenge here for you guys sort of providing those consultative services for them? And, what did you see in sort of the data landscape that made you, think that you might need a new technology solution?
Yeah. So let me walk you through a scenario that was 2 years ago when we were doing this without CData. Whenever we wanted to onboard a new client onto our analytics solutions, what we had to do is basically go into their ERP system or their accounting system or their any other system that we are analyzing data on, download all of the reports, and then we had to process all of the data, meet with somebody from the client side to understand the intricacies of how certain things are linked, what works. So we used to spend a lot of time just gathering and formatting these various data sources. And as I said, it was basically all reports. So reports were a snapshot in time. We never had so much access to live data. So the problem became really clear that how do we deliver these robust dashboards faster and without all of these data challenges? And we needed something that could eliminate these manual download steps, give us reliable and almost real-time data. And what we had also noticed is with reports, certain times, certain of these providers used to change the format that used to mess up our, data engineering pipelines that were kind of customers built on these. So we needed a solution the solution that we found was integrating dashboard solutions with a data connection platform like Sal Data to build, integrate connections rapidly. What made this really special was the simplicity of setting these connections up into our data warehouse, which was as simple as logging into a system. That is what we do right now. Even whenever we want to onboard a new client, we directly log in into their systems via CData. That is as easy. Yes, that is basically setting the connection up, and we are good to go after that. Yes.
Very cool. A few things that jump out to me there, right? The real-time data, that's important. The simplicity, that makes a lot of sense since you're delivering so many different dashboards, that different clients, you don't just have one company of data that you need to set things up with. You need to turn these projects around quickly. I think those are really interesting. So with that, setup in mind, with what Kiwi Partners does, how did you go about looking for a solution and thinking through, what are the requirements to build here?
All right, I'll take that one. Yeah, so definitely all those things you mentioned are true. There's a lot of, every client's different. There's a lot of data out there. So we determined that CData solution, Connect Cloud, was a game changer for us to rapidly build flexible live data connections that we can deliver to our clients, right? Each of them who analyzes their financial and program data in different ways, right? Because they all have different missions. So different things are important to each of our clients. What we considered was, how can we accomplish this? Can we do with native connectors from the individual systems? But that didn't always work out, right? Because there were limitations across the various systems due to connectivity issues, data schemes and formats don't always combine cleanly. And these issues were causing a lot of additional work and man hours for Shubham, right? Because we want to try to get this done as efficiently as possible. So next we started looking at, can we build out code connections ourselves? And that would be even slower and more expensive to our clients, right? It require a lot of time, maintenance over the period of doing this work. Since we work with nonprofits, right, we need to find the best cost-effective solutions for them because every dollar matters to them, right? Because they're supposed to be delivering their mission. So they don't want to spend a lot of money on things like this. So eventually, after Shubham started looking at various tools that were out there and doing various demos, we arrived at CData Connect Cloud, right? It's a flexible, robust tool that lets us connect the various systems, whether it's like QBO, which is QuickBooks Online, or Salesforce, to the various custom data sets tailored to each client, right? So Connect Cloud allowed us to build the connections that we need to get the data, powering dashboards, which we do using a BI tool called Click, which we chose. Again, we went through various process to pick that BI tool. And it also increases the data literacy at the company as more users can access the dashboards and understand the data sets they need to make their different decisions. So it's been great.
Very cool. That's a theme we're seeing today throughout these BI and analytics tracks is the idea of, even small nonprofits, even small companies, data quickly is hitting a scale for everyone now where it's a big challenge to get that data connected, understand it, filter it, all of that good stuff. Much less building, the end report and dashboard in Click, as you mentioned. Very, very cool. Let's get into, what you guys have built, what you've been enabled to do, and the solution that you've sort of put together here for these nonprofit clients to understand and make an even bigger impact in the world.
Yeah. So as you guys can see that because we work with a bunch of variety of nonprofits who have different systems across that portfolio, we needed something that could, connect all of that and give us like an out in the form of SQL endpoint that we can directly connect to our data engineering platform. And we found that we connect all these like different sources like QuickBooks Online, as Sal mentioned, and Sage Intacct, Salesforce, Razor's Edge, and things like that. So what exactly changed with CData Connect Cloud for us? So instead of manually downloading reports and processing data from these multiple sources, we have now a very much streamlined process where we have these connections already set up and the data directly flows into a data warehouse, which means we have a single source of truth for all of these reporting needs. And for example, if there's a transaction in QuickBooks Online or Sage that somebody changes, for certain purposes or certain reasons, we don't have to worry whether this is being captured because the way we have set it up is all of the data is directly flowing between these systems. And So, and what I particularly appreciate is how it handles the backend complexities. Like, we don't have to worry about API versioning, whether we are using the latest version of API, like kind of helps us focus on the data work more than setting this connection up. And that is what we greatly appreciate also. So yeah, CData manages all of that for us.
Very cool to see. What has this done for your projects and your workflow here and your ability to turn around and deliver these things to clients?
Yeah. So for us, we used to spend almost 4 to 5 hours per project of data wrangling and going through all of these reports, which has kind of turned this down to 1 hour or less, because we can now rely on C data that it's giving the exact data what is in these source systems, and we don't have to go and cross collaborate whether everything is right or not. And that has saved us almost 100 of hours just in data processing time for us. So yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
I'll add. I can add to that too. By streamlining these data processes and able to free up a lot of time for our client leads, right? So we're accountants, right? We run numbers, things like that. But in all honesty, the stuff that's more fulfilling is giving financial advice. So when we have less time spent on crunching the numbers, we can do that more interesting work, which is giving that financial advice to our nonprofit clients who are out there, serving their missions out there to the public, and we actually want to help them deliver their missions better. And that's one of the ways we can do it. We can help them free up their time as well and not spend so much time in the weeds of the numbers. So I think that's important too.
That's awesome. Yeah. In the last session, Dan mentioned it's sort of like the plumbing behind the scenes, getting that data connected, getting it ready. It's hard work. It really matters. It's difficult work that takes time, but you want to be focusing on what's really fun, right? Which is delivering more projects, helping them scale that impact, and getting that impact to society faster, and real decision making. So really great to see how CData is helping you do that faster and easier, and get that plumbing done so you can deliver the actual cool results. Let's look at some of those results now. Shubham, if you don't mind, walking through some of the things you're able to deliver, what you might deliver to one of these nonprofit clients. I think the audience would love to see that.
Yep. So as you guys can see, we're going to look at a few of the dashboards screenshots and of what we have been able to create and how CData kind of has helped us across. So in this current example, you guys can see this is something that what we call as a CFO level view or an executive director level view, in which we are representing almost every major financial ratio or financial metric that they want to look at, but all at one screen. And what we have been able to do is, because of C data, like as I said, we don't have to worry about how much data is coming in. We have been able to load almost 12 years worth of financial data into this particular dashboard, which otherwise would have been really difficult if somebody was going to go run manual reports. We can also compare certain things that were previously very difficult to do. So particular nonprofits have come and asked us, hey, how did we look pre-COVID and how do we look post-COVID? So what they wanted to do is eliminate the COVID time of their financial performance and just see how they compared back in 2019 to versus 2022. With 3 clicks, I have been able to achieve that by just unselecting those particular years of data that we wanted to see. And the other thing that is also has been possible with us is that we have been able to do staff level dashboards, in the sense that if there are program managers running certain programs, we have been able to customize their dashboards, which just give data for that particular like program. As you can see, this is an income analysis chart where we have been able to show every sort of metric related to income. And if you look in the right below corner, there's this chart called the skanky chart, in which on one side we have the field called account, and on the other side we have the field called class. So what this enables us to do is cross see, like data from both the sides. Like, if I want to see that for my particular account that is here, how much money did go to like which class, I can just click on that particular thing and it would show me. And it works the other way also. I can select a particular class and I can see where all of that money is coming from. This is live. All of this data is live. And when a client asks me, hey, is this current? I can confidently say yes, that this is really current. And sometimes they're surprised by how current this is. This is The standard practice we have set up right now is to refresh all of these dashboards every night. So depending on the volume of transactions that happen, we have been able to see that an overnight refresh is good enough for us. So that is what we have been able to do. And if I were to show you guys the next slide, yes, over here we are looking at assets versus liabilities, and you can see there's like a lot of like color variations that's going on, or a lot of like bar over bar chart, and these are representing certain things that of what it kind of means. Like we have been able to use colors, we have been able to use charts to represent better data than for somebody who may not come from a financial background, or has hard time reading numbers. Looking at a chart gives them much more like information as to what's going on. And because of these dashboards, we can we give them drill down options of going from a year to the month to the quarter to the day, and also from subclasses to classes to subclasses, accounts to sub accounts. So it's kind of really intuitive. Like you can play around and get whatever the current information you want. You can go ahead, bookmark something if you like, you can, and then that you can like again revisit. So this is all about like a demo into the dashboards. Yes, guys, these are screenshots. I would have loved to show you guys a live demo of playing around with certain things, but time is really short, and I wanted to show you what we were able to accomplish getting this. And the thing that has happened with us is now we have been able to scale two of our three-step process of creating a dashboard. The first step is getting all of the data, second is ETLing, and third is the dashboard. So the first part and the second part we have been able to scale because we know how data is going to come out of CData. So we've been able to write pipelines that has enabled us to scale this to another level, and that kind of helps us to deliver these dashboards faster, and we can actually, as Sal said, provide better financial information and financial advice to our clients. Yes.
Very, very cool. Thank you even for this sneak peek kind of into, some of the things you've been able to build. These are really, really cool, really significant for people. Like you said, even if you have some measure of, data ability, SQL skills, having this is so much more readable and actionable, for your day-to-day job. And having this is a superpower in many people's jobs to be able to have that insight at a glance. And like you said, it's not easy to power those. It's not easy to get them going, especially with real-time data, especially with each nonprofit's custom sort of data stack and what they want to see in their dashboard. It's incredible to see what you guys have accomplished with being able to pump those out faster and scale impact. So let's bring us on home. Sal, maybe if you want to jump in here, and what has this done for Kiwi partners, and what are you able to do now and deliver to these nonprofits that are making a difference in the world?
Yep. Well, thanks again. Yeah. So the biggest thing is, of course, spending time right on our clients. Using CData Connect Cloud has really decreased some of that time that our CFO consultants were spending on the clients. We're handling their finances, we're handling their books and records and things like that. And now we're processing their data to produce these dashboards. And in the past, doing a more manual process was just a time suck, right? Time suck means more billable hours, costing the clients more money, right? That's not, although yeah, we love to make money for our organization, we don't want to take all the money from our clients. We want them to have more money available to deliver their missions, spend on their programs. So we were able to reduce the time that we spend doing the work of producing these dashboards. And what does that do? That, like, I'll reiterate what I said before, that enables some of our CFO consultants, the leads on our clients, to provide more time for strategic advice, which is what they want to do anyway. That's what is more fulfilling in their jobs. Or if they need to and they have additional time, they can take on additional client work, right? And help serve more clients. And what does that do? That helps the bottom line and makes my boss happy, right? At the end of the day. So that's kind of what the effect has been of using CData Connect Cloud. So basically our delivery timelines have been reduced. The clients now don't have to really get involved in the weeds of the finances. They're getting a better product with these dashboards that they can look, like Shubham showed. They can do a very top level view of their numbers, or they can click down and get more into the details. And that's been great. So the value is really passed on to our clients because they can reduce the time they're spending with us and on the numbers and give it back to the mission. So it's been a win-win for both of us.
Really cool. And at the end of the day, that's what matters, right? Their missions, enabling them to not worry so much about the data, the finances, the accounting, and sort of, focus on the impact, which is what they're very good at, so
Yep.
awesome. Thank you guys for telling this story. We're going to jump into Q&A in just a minute, so please drop any questions in the chat when you have them. But I just want to, pull out something that Shubham said to me this week, actually, that really stuck with me, which is that, 20 to 30% is building those end dashboards, in the in Click and Power BI and some of these other BI tools. And 70 to 80% is actually preparing the data. This is a theme throughout the entire track today. It's sort of the BI and analytics iceberg. Like what you see at the end, there's a lot of work that goes into it. And it's a hard problem. And it's really cool to see how you guys have solved that. So, what you're able to do, it's incredible to see that you're able to deliver these that are really digestible by your clients, that are accurate in real time. And it's awesome to see how CData plays into that and, scales that impact that's doing good in the world. So thank you, Sal and Shubham. Thank you all for joining and attending this session and hearing their story. We're going to do Q&A now, and then we'll take a break, and we'll have one last session for you today in the BI and analytics track. So looking at the Q&A, I do see one question here. We can jump back to this slide. Sal or Shubham, maybe if you want to take this. There was a question about the decision to have sort of this intermediary data warehouse in Azure Data Factory. Walk me through the trade-offs there and why you decided to have that as part of the solutions here.
So one more thing that our clients have always been scared, and again, this is coming from a nonprofit where technology slowly progresses into the world, is that our clients were scared that, oh, where is our data being stored? What is happening and what all is going on. So the reason number one why we went through this data warehouse route is so that we can provide that level of security and safety to our clients, saying that, hey, your data is protected and safe in our data warehouse, and that is running these dashboards. Second point, which is more technical and which is why we went for this approach, is it's just not one data source that we use. We have, I can tell you, for a lot of clients have an ERP, QuickBooks, Sage, or they will have a membership system. Some of these have called the Regatta Central or Salesforce or various things like that. They have their own fundraising dashboards that can be Razor's Edge or that can be Salesforce. They have all of these different, some also have HubSpot. So these are really different systems. And for us as an organization to standardize this process, the warehouse made a lot of sense, that we could have all of the different sources and their tables of what we want to make analytics on is all in one place. So we are not connecting, to multiple instances and having all this. And we have to run very high power ETL jobs so that the data comes clean. Anybody who has seen data out of these APIs knows that the data is not clean till for analytics. So we have to also clean that, and we find that ADF, Azure Data Factory, is something good that we have done. So yes, that is why we have decided to go to the data warehouse route. So yes.
Very cool. Maybe one quick last question here, Shubham, asking about other types of systems. What do you typically see, and what are some of the other ones that you might connect with using the stack?
So we have seen a mix of systems where it has been, one is an ERP system, one is their CRM system. In the nonprofit world, the CRM system and the donor database system is interchangeable. So that is the other system that we have seen. And the last is Excel files. A lot of clients have a lot of these things stored in Excel files. So yes, this is all the different types of systems we have seen across.
Totally made sense. I'm sure that's very prevalent in the nonprofit world as well as many other industries. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Sal and Shubham. This was really awesome. Great to hear your story.